Hi everyone, welcome to webmastercampus.com. In this video, let's discuss about what are block element, inline block element, and we are also going to discuss about the browser default styles and properties inheritance. Okay, so let's get started. I have Visual Studio Code open on my machine. I'm going to create a folder, CSS Block inline block element. I'm going to create a file, index.html, and I'm also going to create style.css. Here we are with these files, and I'm going to press shift not. The HTML boilerplate code generated, link :css, and it will link the style file, which is the default option. For running this application, I'm using Microsoft Live Preview. Okay, and we will use this extension to run our file. Now I'm going to create a div tag. Within div, I am going to write lorem, and 6, this will generate the lorem ipsum, 6 different words. Here we are. I'm going to execute this, show preview, going to open this in the browser. Here we go. Now I'm going to click on this inside the browser. You can see this div tag already have display block and this Unicode BD, but if you notice, it's written user agent style sheet over here. What is user agent style sheet? Okay, here we are in the link in the document MDN documentation. User agent style. User agent, we also call it any program. Usually we are using it in the browser, so here it is the browser, the web browser we are using, have basic style sheet that gives you default style of the document. These styles, the default styles that is appearing over here without writing any single line of CSS, is called the default style. User agent style sheet. Okay, we call this user agent style sheet. And the styles that we write is called author style sheet. Okay, because these are the styles usually written by web developers to override these settings and give it a new style. So these styles reset user agent style. Okay, I hope this makes sense. It comes with the default style, and we write down how we can write down this over here. I am going to create a div, and if I will call this display inline block, you can see over here, if you notice, like this display block is overwritten. Okay, and the new value is inline block. Okay, and we can override this thing. Browser comes with default styles, and these are standard among all the web browsers. Now let's discuss about the inheritance. Okay, and to understand the inheritance, I am going to create a body CSS rule over here. Under the body, I am saying color will be blue. So I just defined this color inside the body, but it is showing in the div tag as well. And if it's not just a div tag, if I'm going to pass a lorem and 10 over here, you can see the paragraph tag that we generated, it's also in the blue. Even if I'm going to write a span tag and I'm going to span content or something, so these are also in blue. Why? Because this color property has a inheritance behavior. If you define this inside the body, all the tags like div, p, span, where you can define the color or text color, they will inherit this property, even we didn't mention this one. So this is called inheritance. And if you want, like there are some properties which cannot be inherited, like let me give it a border 1 pixel, solid, red or something. So you can see this is just on the body, not on the div tag. If I'm going to define the paragraph, it's not going to work because this border is a non-inherited element. Okay, and there is some definition about the inherited properties. These are inheritance control what happened when no value is specified for a property or an element. So this is inheritance. There are some properties are with the inherited behavior and some are not, like color is inherited property. Similarly, we have font size. This is also a inherited property. If I'm defining 2m, so you can see each and everything is the 2 rem or m that we will see in upcoming lessons what they are, but these are the settings that is inheriting. Border is not inherited. But if you want to inherit the border, what you can do, you can write it over here like a border, and inside the border if you just write inherit, okay, so it will also inherit. Like you can see the div tag over here is also inheriting the border. But if you are not defining, it will come up with the initial value, and with that is not inherited, so it is not going to display it. I hope this makes sense. And if you check the documentation, they are inherited properties and the non-inherited properties which do not inherit the value. They also giving the example. This will be clear and you will understand this. Now let's move forward on the what are block level element and inline element. Okay, a block level element always start a new line. Okay, always start a new line. Like the div tag over here is a block level element. P tag over here is a block level element. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am just moving this border from here and just disabling these properties and going to remove these ones and just writing border over here, and I'm going to give another border to P with a different color. So if you check this one, the documentation, let me give it a bigger border like 5 pixels. Okay, here we go. So you can see these are block level elements because many elements like this is just a single one. If I'm going to define another div, so if I will define over here after the P, so it's also in the red and it's taking the full width. Then in horizontal writing modes like English, Arabic, it occupies the entire horizontal space of its parent element, vertical space equal to the height. So the height is just depending on the content. If you enlarge the font size, the height will increase. So these are the block element which take the full width and always start in a new line. Okay, usually we use block for section of a page. Then it comes to inline element. Inline element like the span tag over here, I'm just going to remove this border. Now I'm going to span, and inside the span I am giving it a border 2 pixels solid blue. Okay, so you can see the blue span over here, and if you have noticed, this span is just taking what is available inside the content, like width only takes the space of the content. It's not occupying the complete width of your page. If I have the more span content like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you can see this is how this is working. It's not taking the whole space. All the content, these are appearing over here. Even if you define a span over here, like a span tag with the lorem, just L, I am going to cut this and this, and within, if you wanna check this L, so this L is in the with this setting. If you want to change the font size like 2M, so you can see the L is enlarged in this section with the span content over here. There's another limitation on the inline elements. Inline elements do not accept or do not respect the width and height. If you are going to width, like if I am going to give a 50 pixel or something, so it's not going to impact on this one. Even height is not working. Let me give a larger height, it's not working. So this is another limitation or working of this inline do not accept the width and height. Even you apply, it's not going to take those values. Then if you want the inline but a behavior like width and height, you want to set this, so you need to change this to inline block. If you are going to change the inline block, let me convert this to I have too many spans over here. I'm just going to remove it. Let's take one span, then the width is 200 and height is 100. That's fine. So you can see like inline block is a inline value, but it also accepts the width and height because of the block, because in block we can set the width and height. So width and height, if needed with the inline style, then you need to use inline block. And let's build a small navigation using this. So for that I am going to create another file. Let me call this nav1.html and I'm going to write it down. Okay, let's build this. I'm going to use a ul li and I need a couple of li's, so I can also use the emit, but somehow I didn't use this. Home, pricing, here we are. And if we are going to style this, I need this, create a link, and this time I am going to create a new style which will be style2, and let me create the file style2.css. Here we are. Just need to link this, this already linked. Here we are. I hope you understand this is a unordered listing, and if we want to check this, I can run this file. So here they are. Let me run in the browser. So this is a link, and now I'm going to write the style for it. First of all, ul, inside the ul I'm going to say list style none. Okay, so the icons that was appearing before, the rounded icon, is just gone. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Then if you want to give it a background color, you can give it a big background color. I'm going to use pink. And if you want to make this text align, I'm going to use center. It's in center now. Now if you are going to write down style for li, what you can do, you can just write display inline. So they are inline, but we know the problem with inline is we cannot set the width and height and give it some spacing to this. So for that we are using inline block. Okay, so inline block over here, if you want to give some width, then definitely you can give 120 pixel. So you can see they are aligned with the this, or even if you are looking less, you can give it 100 pixel. We use the padding, which we will explore in the next lesson, like 20 pixel, so to give it a room or more spacing. So you can also use this. I hope this example gives you more clarity how you can start using block, inline and inline block. Thank you for watching this lesson. Bye.